Yeah, I already know what you're thinking. Another goddamn list video, and you'd be right, this is a list video. But if you stick around, you'll see that my list, they're different than most. And that's because I've lived in this area my whole life, and I'm speaking from a lot of experience. I'm going to drill into the things other people making these stupid videos aren't even going to mention about the Philadelphia and its metro. Now let's get down to 15 things you must know before moving to the Philadelphia metro area. First up is locals' attitudes. It's no secret some people think Philly's got an attitude problem. And even though Philadelphians are known for their friendliness and passion, they can also be straightforward and direct. Don't take it personally. It's just part of the city's charm. You might even say we have no filter and say whatever's on our mind, no matter how offensive it might be. And here's a case in point. When the Eagles won their last Super Bowl, Jason Kelce, he made a victory speech. And after that, he led a song called Fucking Philly, No One Likes Us, and We Don't Care. A local brewery partnered with the Eagles and made a limited edition beer of the same name. So Philly's local attitude is pretty irreverent, but in a good way. And if you can handle that, you might just belong here. Now, I want your feedback about these videos. I might not give a shit about what you have to say, but I do appreciate your perspective. My name's Dawn D'Amico, and I'm a licensed realtor in Pennsylvania and in New Jersey. I've lived in the Philadelphia metro all my life, and this video, it could be hours long if you really wanted all the dirt about living in the Philadelphia metro. So if you're considering a move and you want more content like this to help you decide if this place is right for you, you might want to like, subscribe, and comment. But that's your choice. And don't forget to ask me your questions about living in the Philadelphia metro, including over the river in New Jersey. If you're thinking about making a move into or out of the area, let's connect and see if working together makes sense. My contact details are below. Next up, USA's birthplace is Philadelphia. And I mean, what other city in America can say that? Zero. Philadelphia, it's the birthplace of the United States. Both the Declaration of Independence was signed here and the Constitution was written right in Old City at Independence Hall. When you come for a visit, you must check out these sites before they ban history. Just kidding. But seriously, folks, Philadelphia is so important to our country's historic past, and you'll have time to explore it all when you live in the Philadelphia metro. You will never get bored, and you will always be amazed at our city just oozing with historical significance. Next up is the smelliest zoo in the US. When I think back to my first visit at the Philadelphia Zoo, I just remember how smelly it was. And to be fair, we always visited in the summer, so I'm sure that made it way worse. But hey, when you've got the oldest continuously operating zoo in the US since 1874, we're talking massive amounts of animal poo and everything else emanating from that place. No matter how offensive it is to the nose, the Philadelphia Zoo is impressive and home to over 1,300 different animals. And if you're a parent, you're probably used to gross smells anyway, so pack up the kids and make sure you pay the zoo a visit. Next up, a city of graffiti turned a city of murals. With the help of artist Jane Golden and other volunteers back in 1984, Philly decided to start combating graffiti and revitalize the city's neighborhoods by funneling some resources into a public art program called the Mural Arts Program. Now street artists channel their creative juices into massive murals instead of vandalizing property with their random tags. Now I'm not saying you won't see some graffiti here and there, but anyway, the murals, they decorate buildings, ceilings of tunnels, hydrants, and more all throughout the city. And thanks to the Mural Arts Program, which is the largest of its kind in the entire world, there are over 4,000 murals in the city of Philadelphia, making our city the mural capital of the world. While you come for your visit, you'll be sure to see some of these murals without even going out of your way to do so, because they are gracing buildings throughout every neighborhood in the city. Next up, get lost in our park. Thinking about the city of Philadelphia conjures up images of nothing but buildings with barely a tree here or there. But that isn't really the case, because the city of Philly is home to the largest municipal park system in the entire US. Our very own Fairmount Park is over 9,000 acres and includes everything from forests to lakes to historical sites. What other city or park can boast all of that? Zero. Compare it to a more famous park like Central Park in New York, which is under 900 acres. Our park is 11 times larger. That's not all, friends. We have over 100 parks within our city limits. So get out there and hug a tree while we still got them. Next up, Chevrolet. Philadelphia is a very walkable city, so if you're into walking everywhere, you'll love living downtown. Many of the city's most popular attractions are within walking distance of each other, making it easy to get around without your own vehicle. However, watch where you're going. Traffic is crazy. Not just vehicle traffic, but buses, cabs, motorized bikes, regular bikes, motorized scooters, people on skateboards. It is an obstacle course in Center City, so just be careful. I say it all the time, keep your nose out of your phone while you're Chevroleting it, and you'll be fine. Philly is full of fanatics. Unless you live under a rock, you're gonna know that Philadelphia is a sports city. We are home to some of the most popular sports teams in the entire country, including the Philadelphia Eagles football team and the Philadelphia Phillies baseball team. If you're a sports fan, you will love living in the city of Philadelphia. We have a home team in just about every major sports league. And when you move here, you better adopt the home team whether you're already a fan of some other city's teams or not. And if you don't convert quickly and you leave the house with some other sports team's jersey, just don't say, I didn't warn your ass. Just stay in the closet about your commitment to any other city sports teams if you plan to live peacefully in the city of brotherly love. Food as an adventure. Get ready to get fat because Philadelphia is a foodie city. We have a thriving food scene with restaurants serving everything from classic Philly cheesesteaks to world-class cuisine in every ethnic dish you can even imagine too. Sadly, Philadelphia did lose some of our longtime favorites due to the COVID lockdowns. But in their wake, new restaurants and eateries have popped up and will become the city's new tried and true spots to go. Not only do we have some great places to sit down and have a prepared meal served to us, but we also have the Italian Market in South Philly, one of the oldest and largest open-air markets in the US. And let's not forget about the Reading Terminal Market, a historic indoor market that has been in operation for over 100 years, where you can go and buy some amazing food to prepare for yourself. Next up, city services. Being such a large city, Philadelphia offers its citizens and even visitors a variety of services. Some of these services you might not find in some smaller cities. Of course, we've got the standards like public safety and law enforcement. We've got the good old public works responsible for maintaining our city's roads, bridges, sewers, sidewalks, and keeping the streets clean with public trash and recycling programs. And in a city like this, you've got to have a Department of Health with all these people. They promote and protect the health of the city's residents. They operate health centers, they provide immunizations, and conduct public health education campaigns. And Philly's got the largest public school district in Pennsylvania, serving over 120,000 students. For our residents in need, we have our own Department of Human Services, which provides food, housing, and employment assistance. Other city services you might not find in smaller cities are Parks and Rec, the Department of Commerce, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and the Philadelphia Cultural Alliance. Next up, Philly's got diversity. So if you want to interact with people from different backgrounds and cultures, Philadelphia is the place to do it. With a population of over 1.5 million people and over 170 languages spoken in Philly, this is a melting pot in every sense of the word. This diversity is one of the things that makes Philadelphia a great place to live, work, and visit. Imagine living in a city where you can easily learn about other cultures, perspectives, and ways of life from real people themselves. Developing your cultural intelligence is a skill in today's globalized world, and I can't imagine a better way to do it than living in a city like Philadelphia. It's one of the best things about living in this city. Next up, commute to the city. Before you move to Philadelphia or its metro or commit to a certain area, you have to give a lot of thought to your commute, whether you plan to live in the city or in its suburbs. Thankfully, lots of the Philly suburbs are connected to the city with public transportation through SEPTA. Buses, trains, and other services give us easy access to the city without having to drive. So make sure you put some heavy weight on your commuting options and distances if you plan to work in the city. It is super important to think about the distances to your work, school, or wherever else you need to be on a regular basis. And luckily, there are so many online resources, and the SEPTA website allows you to plan your commute and see which suburbs might be most convenient for you. Philly is a city of neighborhoods. Just within the city of Philadelphia, there are over 100 distinct neighborhoods. Each one has its own unique character and charm. Not only that, but if you're looking out into the Philly metro area, there are countless neighborhoods. It really is almost mind-blowing how much there is to choose from when you really think about it. When you're moving to Philadelphia, it's important to do your research and choose a neighborhood that's a good fit for you, taking into consideration the other factors I've covered in my previous videos. And don't worry, I'll help you get clarity on the best spot for you. Next up, neighborhood cost differences. Philly is a pretty affordable city to live in, especially when you compare us to other major cities like New York or San Fran. But there are some neighborhoods that are more expensive than others. Rittenhouse Square, Society Hill, and Old City are just a few examples that come to mind that are more expensive and downtown. The average rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in Rittenhouse Square, for instance, is close to $2,600 a month, whereas you can live in Northeast Philly in, say, the neighborhood of Somerton for $1,100 a month. The most expensive neighborhood in the Philadelphia metro are those that are typically located downtown or outside of the city in the suburbs. Next up, the oldest suburbs in the US. Not only is Philly a historic city, but many of its surrounding suburbs have lots of historical significance to explore. Our historic suburbs have a completely different vibe than a newer suburban neighborhood. When you come for a visit, make sure you explore Newtown Borough, Jenkintown, Elkins Park, and my favorite of all, Bristol Borough, because it's situated on the Delaware River. Bristol's unique geography and the gorgeous historic homes along the river will have you dreaming about living there too. Another favorite is Germantown, one of the oldest suburbs in the entire US, dating back to the 17th century. I recently toured Cliveden Mansion in Germantown, a historic site that played a role during a Revolutionary War battle. Philadelphia is surrounded by many historic suburbs, even over the river in New Jersey. I could make an entire video just about that alone. So if you like homes with character, we have plenty in the city and in the suburbs. Philly is a city on 2 rivers. Thankfully, Philly's founder, William Penn, was very strategic when he chose the land that we now know as the city of Philadelphia back in the late 1600s. Penn's choice is a testament to his forward thinking and urban planning. The location of Philadelphia on 2 rivers offered lots of advantages. Access to fresh water from the rivers, fertile land for agriculture, and a harbor for trade and transportation. This played a huge role in Philadelphia's growth into the major economic center that it is today. And being situated on 2 rivers gives us lots of other advantages to this day. My favorite advantage are the views of the river from some of the properties on the water. We have lots of waterfront properties in the city and suburbs, including New Jersey. Having a water view can make your home feel so much more peaceful than looking out onto a road or a mess of other homes. Plus, being around so much water means fishing, boating, and all the other water sports and activities you could think of. Now, despite my smart-ass sense of humor, I absolutely love helping people find the right place for them right here in the Philadelphia area. I'm Dawn D'Amico, and I'm a licensed realtor in Pennsylvania and in New Jersey. If you're looking to buy or sell in a different state, well, that sucks for you. But I can still answer your burning real estate questions, and I can refer you to a great agent in your market. If you have decided that your heart is set on living somewhere in the Philadelphia metro, reach out to me below. I love hearing from people just like you who want to live in one of the best metros in the country. And I'll see you in the next video.